We have 30.
Maybe that's his Texas. That's
my
Texas thing. I'm sorry.
This is the blues news. Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all. Get ready for some heated news that's stirring up the halls. The Trump administration's pulling the plug, no surprise, on $1 billion in mental health grants. Now, say goodbye. These grants were meant to help schools grow, psychologists and counselors, so kids could glow. But now they're gone, cut off, no more funds. And it's leaving schools scrambling. Oh, here it comes. Why? They say it's civil rights at play. DEI is the target, and here's what they say.
Oh, man.
They say Christopher Rufo's leading the charge, calling the grants a slush fund. It's getting large. He says they were all about diversity, inclusion, and race. But now the funding's vanished, leaving no trace. Merit-based policies are now in control. But will schools be able to fill that role? Trump's team promises mental health aid, but right now it feels like a deadline's been made. Yo, Luke, let's talk about the deadline. $1 billion in grants gone in a flash. Civil rights and DEI caused a big clash. Schools losing funding, the kids pay the price. And the Trump administration's feeling so nice. Rufo's calling it a slush fund for activists. But now those programs are out of the mix. Mental health support, that's up in the air. How will the schools cope with this new despair? This is the Palooza News. Anything can happen in a day. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll do it again, same time, same place. And we'll do it, this is Sisaundra Show. Way. This has been the Balloon. Now it's time for breaking news. Remarkable individual. Today we have the honor of speaking with someone really remarkable who is stepping up to continue the legacy of a beloved leader, a dedicated attorney and community advocate from Ocoee, Florida. She has recently announced her candidacy for the Florida Senate District 15 seat following the passing of the esteemed Senator Geraldine Thompson. Senator Thompson was a tireless champion for civil rights and public service, and our guest today is committed to carrying that torch and making meaningful change for her community. With a passion for equity, opportunity, and community-first solutions, y'all, let's welcome the woman who is ready to take the next step in honoring Senator Thompson's legacy and creating lasting change. Welcome out Mrs. Coretta Anthony-Smith. Yeah. Hello. Oh, it's so great to see you. Thank you. Yes, the woman, man, the legend, the myth. It is so great to have you here with us today.
And it is so great to be here, Sisaundra.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Indeed, our pleasure. So, Coretta, if I may call you, Coretta.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Losing both your parents at such a young age must have shaped you in ways most people can't even imagine. What was it about those challenges that pushed you to rise to the heights you're at today?
Well, Sisaundra, you don't really have a choice. You fly or you fail.
That's so true.
And my father instilled in me, you have to fly. You do not give up. And he passed away when I was 16.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But he raised me from the time my mother passed until his passing, along with other family members, my grandmother, but he was a hard man.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yes, he wanted a son, and he didn't get a son. And he tried me with sports. I wasn't that great. I was scared of the basketball. I was scared of the football, the baseball. I was just scared. So it was books for me. And that's how I was going to rise above. It was going to be through reading, studying, and keeping yourself busy. And I couldn't keep myself busy through, sports and physical activity. So I just put myself into school. And he was very hard. You didn't come home with a C, and if you came home with a B, why? So
You sure we're not cousins? Because my daddy was like that. Like, oh my goodness. Yes. But I'm telling you, if they say our parents or our people have gone on before can see us from heaven, I'm telling you, they are extremely proud of you. To see you in the community for what you do, you've become one of the best lawyers, not just in Central Florida, but I would say in the nation. So
thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. So you've had an impactful career as a lawyer, but when you decided to run for office, what was the breaking point for you? Was there a moment where you looked at the system and thought, okay, enough is enough. I need to be in there to make change?
Yes, and it was just a few months ago.
Wow.
I did not have political aspirations. None at all. I was doing some interviews with Action 9 News in Tampa, and we were talking about the insurance crisis and then how that was affecting everything else. And then from insurance all the way down to affordable housing. And then the thing happened with FSU and the public safety. So just some of the issues that were coming forth. And I thought about it, and I had been helping from the back end before, going to Tallahassee, talking to legislators, always arguing in front of communities, even helping write bills sometimes, or, looking at bills. And I decided that I wasn't doing enough, that the system, the process, it wasn't quite there. And I was looking at the bills that were coming forth this session and the legislators that we had. And I think we just need something, not anything against what we already have, but I think we needed something new, something fresh, energetic, new ideas. Because what we have, it's not working.
No, it's not. And we need it to work. And it sounds like a woman like yourself will get in there. It's something you really do every day, right? You're constantly arguing and putting bills in front of people and fighting for your clients. So why not fight for your constituents?
And that was my thought process. It's something I do every day. And while I'm running this race, I'm still working every day. I'm still fighting for my clients. I'm still the managing partner at Anthony-Smith Law. I have court tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
In the morning.
My goodness.
And it will be against an insurance company fighting for a wrong claim denial. And I am continuing to do that. I am going to continue to fight against insurance companies, against businesses that take advantage of individuals. They don't pay claims. We paid our premiums. Just do the right thing.
Correct. Oh, now that makes me think of the situation that happened in New York City with the president of the insurance company. And now, what is his name? Luigi Mangione. Yes, is now in prison waiting for trial based on insurance, feeling like he was not treated right, or whomever in his family was not treated right. Now, his actions are something that I'm totally against, but it just gives a voice to those people who are like, insurance companies, come on. So what is your platform? How would you help in the sense of insurance being more responsible to the people who are paying the premiums every month?
So one of the things I think that we don't have enough of with insurance companies is accountability. And we need to take that to our legislators to make sure that we hold insurance companies accountable. And we have not been doing that. The laws that we have on our books, they allow them to collect the premiums and then they allow them to deny the claims without any type of accountability whatsoever. I am against murder or killing someone like that, but I understand the frustration that people feel with claim denials. And when I have clients that are calling me, they are crying, grown men crying, their licenses are getting taken away, they're being reported to DMV, they have medical bills that they can't pay, all because an insurance company puts profit over policyholders.
Well, we need you in there for that. And you've spoken a lot about the loss of Senator Geraldine Thompson, but looking at the race now, what do you feel sets you apart, rather, from all the candidates who are trying to fill her seat? Those are big shoes to fill. What sets you apart from everyone else who's running?
You're right. They are big shoes to fill. Very big shoes. And I hold her in very high regard. The landscape is changing, though. It is changing, and it's changing daily. Democracy is under attack. Even since her death in February, we have had our democracy it's being eroded every day, daily. So we need no ideas. We need someone who's on the forefront from fighting, who knows how to fight these battles. We do not need career politicians.
No.
And that's what we have in this battle right now. We have career politicians, and we need a fresh face. We need fresh ideas. We need someone who's not afraid to stand up to them, who's not afraid to fight, because I've been fighting my whole life. And now I want to take this fight from the courtroom to Tallahassee. And I also have negotiation skills, because I have to negotiate every day on behalf of my clients.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think you're a strong candidate. They better watch out for Senator. Okay.
All right.
Listen, we're going to take a short break, y'all. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I have Coretta Anthony-Smith, who's running for the Senate chair in Florida, District 15, and we have more questions for her. We'll be right back. For the culture. back to the Sisaundra Show. Y'all, if you were with us before we went to break, you know that I'm sitting here with the one and only Miss Coretta Anthony-Smith, and she's running for Senate in District 15 in the state of Florida. So we're going to continue this conversation. Miss Anthony-Smith, let's talk about children and what's going on with them being separated at this time in our country. So the separation of children from their parents at the border has been a major point of contention. Please tell us, how do you feel about the current state of immigration policies?
It's sickening. It is. It's deplorable.
Yes.
I cannot even imagine. I mean, I was not able to have my parents. So to have your parents and then have them forcibly taken from you and have them separated, we think mental health is an issue. Can you imagine mentally what those children are going to be going through? I just was reading before I came in here earlier today about a federal judge that has halted another one of Trump's policies about deportation, and he was a Trump appointee. So it was a Trump appointed federal judge that is realizing, hey, this is unconstitutional.
I was going to say, that's the word.
This
it's
is
unconstitutional.
Yes.
There's no due process. With you being a lawyer, you know that you can't just say, okay, I'm doing this and just do it. There is due process. How do we reconcile what has happened with those who have not received due process?
And I think that we're going to have to leave it to the courts. The courts are going to have to step in. We have 3 branches of power, not just one, not just the executive branch.
Correct.
And right now it's looking like we only have the executive branch, and this is a dictatorship. Nobody's paying attention to the legislative branch. So now it's going to be up to the judicial branch to step up, and let's see what our judges can do.
Yes. And I'm so glad to hear that an appointee of President Trump is actually saying, no, we're not going to do this anymore. I saw that a judge was arrested a couple of weeks ago because of some immigration issue. So it's getting very interesting that you will arrest the judges now.
Yes, I believe that was in Wisconsin, and that is, it's really sad. And I think that unless the judicial system stands up, we are in for a dictatorship where the people have no voice.
And that's not America.
That is not America.
It does not look like the America that we know. So in your opinion, how has the first 100 days of the new presidency shaped the future of U.S. immigration policy? And what do you think is still missing from that conversation?
So in the first 100 days, and because he goes so back and forth, you know, one day it's this, the next day it's something else. I don't know what he's going to do from day to day. You know, if he,
I don't think any of us do.
Yes, you wake up in the morning and it's almost like we're reading a novel.
Yes.
What
like chapter is he on now?
A fiction book. And I almost wake up and I can't realize that I am in the United States of America because it does not feel united at all. And the immigration policies, if the courts don't do something, we are in effect a dictatorship. And I'm always appalled when I read these polls, and some people still hold him in high regard. I don't know how they look themselves in the mirror, and as long as the citizens, we sit back and we do nothing, he's going to continue to do what he's doing and erode our constitutional rights, ignore the law, ignore the legislature, and it seems like they're afraid of him.
You better come on and talk because that's what I'm concerned about. I don't really hear too many people even on the other side of the aisle saying very much.
No,
thank God Cory Booker stood up and he spoke from an amazing space very eloquently. It's very few people who are saying no. What is going on? Where is the voice of democracy?
And that's why I like what AOC is doing.
Yes.
I like what Maxwell Frost is
Yes.
doing. Jasmine, I think that all of these people who are willing to stand up to Trump, but there's so few. We need more people who are willing to stand up and say enough is enough.
I think they're afraid of retaliation.
I do. I think
a lot
that they
of people are very concerned about retaliation. And speaking of retaliation, let's talk about tariffs. So tariffs have been a significant issue during the past administration and are still a point of debate. How do you view the impacts of tariffs on both the economy and international relations?
I think right now I would be scared to travel internationally and let people know that I was from America.
Oh.
So I did travel over the Christmas holidays to South Africa, and everybody was so happy. You were an American. They hear it in your voice. They were just so happy. And now I don't see that. You don't see it at all. People are not happy to see Americans. And the way that we treat our foreign visitors,
the way the country, because I hate that it says we, because I see a lot of posts, and we have a segment that's called We the People, and we the people don't feel that way. And we want other people outside of our country to know, these things are happening and they're kind of out of our control. The 92% is saying we're just going to be quiet and wait for the 4 years to be over, but this will last way beyond 4 years. It will take at least a decade to
correct
put
these
us back
wrongs.
on the right track. Exactly. So let's talk about insurance. The insurance crisis in Florida has been getting worse and worse every day, and you've made it a central focus of your campaign. So let's be for real, as we say. Do you believe the insurance companies have too much power, and is the system really rigged against the people?
Oh, definitely. It is definitely rigged against the people. I don't know if you had the opportunity to watch the House of Representatives conducted an investigation, and they were bringing in insurance company. Yes, they were bringing in their representatives and asking them, you're telling us you're losing money, you're telling us that there's all this fraud, but yet your affiliates are making billions of dollars in profit.
Yes.
So they did this investigation. Session's over tomorrow. What happened to the insurance companies? Have you heard about that since? No, nothing happened. So we know that they defrauded the American, that they defrauded our government by lying to them. But where's the accountability? What's happening? So somebody knows something.
When I tell you your candor and the straight ahead questions, when you get there, they're going to be like, where did this woman come from?
And yes, they are.
We need someone in there that's going to ask the hard questions, that's going to say what's going on with this. So the political game, it can often feel like a game of loyalty over justice, right? And I think we're seeing that a lot. You've worked as a lawyer and an advocate. So how do you plan to push through the political red tape that so often leaves the common person behind? When they see you, how are you going to do that?
I think we have to be transparent. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not running for money. So I can't be bought. I'm not running for power. And I'm not running for accolades. So I cannot be bought. I want to be that voice. I want to scream and shout to the rooftop so that people understand we don't lose focus of these issues, because the insurance companies were investigated, they were found to be wrong, and then nothing happened. And you know what? Something else comes along, and then the news, it goes down to the bottom. It just keeps being squashed. And I think that's the way they want it to be. That is what, exactly. They want it squashed. So you know what we have to do as people, as legislators? We have to stand up and say, no, no, no. This is still an issue. They defrauded the people. What are the ramifications?
And then if they are silenced or they feel retaliation, how do you get around that these days?
So I think a lot of it comes from when they say, you know what, we're not going to support your next campaign. We are not going to support your communities. And so that's why our communities have to stand up.
Yes.
And that's why you have to be able to say to them, I don't necessarily need your money.
You better say it again, Coretta Anthony-Smith. You better tell them she can't be bought, y'all.
Yeah,
she cannot be bought.
Yes.
She don't need it for that reason. She's here for change.
Well, I am here for change.
Yes.
Yes, this is an action, a call for change.
Yes.
And we have to start all the way at the top before change can happen.
I love that. So would you tell us, I would love to go back, because I always ask everyone on my show to please tell us, what would you say to the younger you? Coretta, what would you say to the younger you?
What I would say is, when you were sad and you thought there was nobody in your corner, don't give up. God's always there. You may not see him, but open up your heart and you will feel him. And I didn't always feel that way growing up, but I think it's because I was closed off. And I think that that's what happens to a lot of our younger people today. And that is why I think mental health is so important to give to them.
Yes.
So to my younger self, I would say you're on the right path, girl.
You spoke to your younger self, and you're speaking to a lot of young people out there as well. I do know that you're a mother as well.
I am.
So young people mean a lot to you. What would you say to young people who are witnessing what's going on in our country? How can they feel safe and seen?
I think that they need to, and it's hard because they have social media.
Yes.
And social media, it's a good thing because it does bring attention to issues, but it can also be a bad thing because it can be with the bullying, it can be very
Yes.
hard on a young person.
Yes.
I do think our parents need to step in more and be held more responsible and
Yes.
accountable and be in your children's lives. Know who they're talking to online. Know what they're watching online.
Yes.
And they get mad at us.
But it's okay.
It's okay. They don't talk to you and they say they're never going to speak to you again. But guess what? They're going to speak to you
In
again.
time, they will.
They're going to get over
Yes.
it. Don't worry about that. They'll
Yes.
get over it. But as parents, we have to step up. We do.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much for your time. We wish you the absolute best on your run for senator, and we hope you'll come back and see us again.
Definitely, and thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and I loved your band.
Oh, thank you so much for
Yes.
the
Thank you so
concert.
much. Yes.
Listen, to all of our viewers, thank y'all so much. We know y'all could be anywhere, but you joined us today, and we are grateful for you. We will be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Don't be late for The Culture.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, for y'all at home, come on, do this for me. Just scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen because we have got so much more exclusive content for all y'all right here only on the Sisaundra Show. Thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out on the beautiful Omarosa set. And thanks so much for hanging with our amazing guests. So until the next time, we'll all be right here ready and waiting for you only on the Sisaundra Show.